Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of A Pacific Point of View. My name is Carix, and I'm here with the ever insightful Mabinogi. How are we this week?
Well, we're doing pretty good. It's been a fairly quiet week in the world of esports, in league esports at least. Um, so we just got to enjoy a little bit of just got to enjoy the LCP. Got to see some very unexpected results. I mean, not that, not like
I think the overall
broad, broad,
winners
broad
were.
strokes. The people who won were supposed to win, but like how they got that was a little bit shaky, a little bit more interesting than perhaps expected.
Yeah. I totally agree. This is going to be an interesting episode because, yeah, it has been a quiet week. There's a little bit to talk about
Mhm.
from last week's results, but there's not a huge amount of other stuff to sort of fixate on. And I also think this week's games, there's a couple interesting ones, but on the whole, we are sort of getting just ready for playoffs, which we're only a couple weeks away from.
We're
Um,
rounding out the split.
yeah, we're nearly done. We're nearly done. But let's just get right into it. The last week started out with GZ taking on MVK. GZ, they're really struggling. Hey,
GZ, GZ are a team that looks worse week to week.
yep,
I At this point I don't really know what's going on. Um, they look like they're just trying to group up a little bit, group up early, but they're just not mechanically online. It feels like Shun or it kind of just feels like everyone except Ijung and Jimian are just like regressing.
yep.
Jimian's getting a little bit better individually. Ijung's kind of been consistent. He might have slipped a little
I think
bit,
he's fallen off
but
a little bit.
it's not like the problem. But like I think a lot of their things is like I think Husha's just not up to snuff for this state of the game. Orca and Shun are just kind of collapsing. Um, so I really feel like, and they're just like against a team like MBK, who is like the complete opposite of like just guys who are like superstars leaning on their mechanics at this point. I say superstars, you know what I mean. They're just leaning on their mechanics, and just kind of just crushing a team like Ground Zero over and over. I think next split, GZ is gonna have to do a little bit of soul searching, a little bit of rosterifying. I think Husha might need to take the step back into a coaching role
Yeah,
because I still think he has the mind for the game. I like the attempts on his sort of paths, but I just don't think he has the ability to execute. And I think the game state at the moment is so heavily involved around the first 15 minutes, especially from the jungle position. You just need a guy who can really step up and make these gigantic these big moment highlight reels type plays.
yeah. Do we think GZ might not make playoffs?
Um,
I
I
think they're
think
looking that way.
at the moment they've lost their head to head against. Actually, no, they haven't. They have not played either of the two direct competitors, which are DCG and Flying Oyster, but they've they look worse than DCG across the board,
Mhm.
and
They look a lot worse
Flying
than
Oyster
CFO.
and they've just played CFO in the online qualifiers for EWC and they lost theirs. So
Yeah.
I that's the sneak preview for the upcoming match, and it's yeah. I think they're going to be the one who has to miss out.
I mean, yeah. Looking in raw game score, they actually have like almost a worse game score than DFM,
Yeah, yeah.
which is pretty bad.
Kind of do. Yeah, like they've only won two games. Both of those were against DFM. They have been 2-0. They have never gone to a game three. They've
Yeah.
won. They smashed DFM and then got rolled every other game. It's
Yeah. Like DFM has won 3 games. They haven't won a series, but they have won 3 games. Ground Zero's won
they
2.
sure have.
Yep.
Who on earth did they?
They got one against SoftBank. They got one against Gum.
And they go on against CFO.
CFO.
But that was with CFO's old roster.
It was the old roster, but still, win's a win.
Yeah. A win's a win. It is a win.
So yeah, GZ, I think the wheels have fully come off the wagon. I agree with you. I don't know if it's necessarily regressing. I think the rest of the league has gotten better over the course of the split, which is normal. Like, as you go through a split, your teams are meant to get better, and GZ have just done nothing.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that's the nice way to look at it. I do really think Shun and Orca's laning phase just individually has looked strictly worse.
Yeah.
Not just like the competition's gotten better, but like, yeah, I mean, I guess they are coming up against they have been up against some of the better bot lanes the past few weeks, like Garm, Team Secret Wales, and then MVK. But like, it's not like, so I guess they get a chance to redeem themselves against the other Taiwanese spot lanes, but yeah, I mean, maybe they can be better than Fang and Xiaoxi. Maybe they can be better than Doggo and Kino, but like, Doggo and Kino are on an upswing. Fang and Xiaoxi are kind of on an upswing. So
yeah, do you have any? I think it's hard to do takeaways about MVK from that series. It was very dominant.
MVK are still. I think MVK are getting a little bit better than they were at the start of split in terms of like coordination and cohesion.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think they are mostly just like, we're gonna check you. We're gonna try and hands check you, which means against the teams they are better than, they should come out looking pretty good. Against the teams they are worse than, they are just gonna get, or like they can't like just hard diff in mid jungle and like around these fights, they're gonna just get run around the map. And up against the remaining matches are against Wales and Hawks, so that's not like, they're probably gonna go into playoffs on a bit of a downturn, but I think they'll be okay overall.
Yeah, again, not too much more to say about that series. We're just going to kind of whip through these. It's probably going to be a bit of a quicker episode because it has been quiet. DCG versus Garm. Garm took the win, which we predicted, but not in as solid a fashion as I think we'd have liked.
No. So good news. Good news for Garm. RS and Dragthar are doing what I said they should be doing 3 weeks ago. I'm so happy for them. They're realizing to play through this mid-jungle duo. But I think the drafts are still a little bit cooked right now. I don't really like this Siva pick for Artemis.
Yeah, it's not working.
He's really struggling with it. I think Taki on Enchanters is just still a little bit out of his depth. He's not quite able to translate Karma into an engaged champion like Bia is, but and also, blind picking. Nara's not a safe blind pick anymore. We cannot be blind picking Nar. We should not be blind picking Nar unless you're against, like, there are 2 top laners that it looks like you can blind pick Nar against, and that is Momar and Rest. And that because Rest is refusing to pick up these counters that have come out, like the Vayne, like the Jace. These range top laners are in vogue right now, in particular, to counter Gnar. So, game 1, they sort of just dragged themselves into a hole and stayed there, because they did not, like, they just let themselves get outplayed, they let themselves get outdrafted, and weren't quite able to get the bot lane properly involved. Drakthar on the Nefiri would overreach into the backline of teamfights, and he has no one who can support him. So that fell down. Game 2, it's actually fairly even. Gun just kind of ended up winning out on teamfights a lot better. This was a hard game to watch. I think it was very
I was happy not to be casting this one.
Very, just not a pleasant game.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea tried the Blitzcrank. He picked it, lost into a team comp that Blitzcrank does not do particularly well into.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of draft and teamfight diff there. I think game 3 we kind of got one of those Drakthar games.
Yeah, sometimes we are starting to just get Drakthar games every now and then, which is really good. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Drakthar might actually be good.
he might actually be good. And one thing I think that hurt DCG here, which I think is kind of hitting all three of the Taiwanese teams, is that they group up really early.
Yeah.
They group up and don't play off multiple lanes very well, which loses them a lot of gold in the side lanes. And I think this is why the Vietnamese teams and the Hawks have just like managed to bring themselves out ahead because but like the games feel a little bit closer in the moment because they're finding picks in these groups and like push bullying on one lane, but in the end across the map they lose out on these gold plays because you're farming the two lanes of the other side. So I think that's pretty much all my takeaway from that one. That the Taiwanese teams are trying to like solidify an identity, and that is around this like grouping up death ball team fight. But the game is a little bit less. I mean, it's still highly focused around this, because you don't need to. But with the like tower plates and the like tower rust, the petricite thing that's going on with towers,
The crystalline growth.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the real name.
Sorry, I'm just going to cut you off. I'm just going to cut you off. You're doing actual analysis, and we are going to get back to it, but it shouldn't be crystalline growth because petricite isn't a crystal; it's wood. Anyway, continue.
Unless it's like a rock tree, I don't know.
It is. It's like a petrified tree.
So, but like it's but because of the like growth in the towers, you can get impacting the side lanes and like the tower plates that every tower has now. You can get easy gold for free with very little investment in the side lane. You just have to send one guy there to punch the tower once, and this was meant to be a change that like helped split pushes. It doesn't. It just means that you just have to go there and manage the wave like just a little bit. So team fights are still very important, but it means that if you find those like gaps to go out and hit the tower and control your side waves, you just get rewarded so much greater. Which I don't like. I don't like the game at the moment. It's I don't like the direction Riot has for this game.
My issue with the game at the moment is like they just pushed this massive patch and it's changed nothing. The best picks are still the best picks, like at least in professional play. Like I understand that it has more of an impact in solo queue, but like it's just
I feel like
they know how to play the game at this point, and like I don't know, fucking put Otacon back.
Yeah,
the original Otacon.
I think what we really need is to make Dragon way less impactful. Dragon needs to be a sack of gold again.
Sack of gold?
Sack of gold. Back in the good old days. Sack of gold.
And what if? Hear me out.
Delete the Herald. Sorry, Shelly, you've served your purpose. Maybe don't be. I don't know. I'm kind of torn because on the other. All right, Shelly doesn't charge towers. She is exclusively in combat. She's exclusively combat buff.
What if she gives a Baron? What if she like radiates Baron buff? So you have like a one lane Baron.
Yeah, that could work. But like I still want the like charge because like the battle heralds and like the escape heralds are still really fun and really cool. I do want to keep that. But
she doesn't move unless you're driving.
Yeah, Shelly becomes like a portable turret, right? So you can like drive her from place to place around a team fight. But if you just leave her in a lane, she just sits there and AFK pushes minions like she's an Azir turret. No. That's why I'm not a game designer. I just don't like. I just want like more strategy in the game other than just team fights because that is what the game has been for the past what, 5 years? Feels
Yeah.
like
What
feels
if
like it's been that
after
way since like
so we sack of gold
2021.
dragon. Dragon is a sack of gold,
Mhm.
right? But after you get the fourth dragon, instead of getting soul or anything like that, it becomes a second Baron pit, and there's two Barons.
I after that it becomes Octagon.
Oh, true. Actually, no, it
Um,
becomes Vilemore. That's how we get Vilemore in.
it, all right, Dragon, Dragon. We get rid of Dragon,
Yep,
right?
fuck it off. Yep.
Get rid of Dragon. Baron, you've done your Baron. Baron, you can actually Baron. Maybe we revert back to sort of like season 1, season 2. It's like a good big combat buff, right?
Yep.
Top lane. Nobody likes top lane,
Hey.
so we just get rid of it. We
All
just
right.
get rid of top
We get
lane.
rid of top
Okay.
lane. All right. Yeah.
We still want to encourage a little bit of fighting in jungle and Ventisco, so we put these like shrines in the jungle instead of the buffs.
Yeah. Okay.
And we call it Twisted Tree.
I just want to point out there's now 2 episodes in a row where we've decided
really
that we
like
just need to bring Twisted
Tree
Tree Line back. So I've got this idea. What if it's like there's only 2 players on every team and it's in like a really warm room, like maybe it's full of lava.
I did not realize I made that joke last week.
You made the same joke last week.
Twisted Tree Line, okay?
This is the new segment. Sarah suggests we bring back Twisted Tree Line.
Yeah, I'm going to sign all my company emails with "Bring back Twisted Tree Line." Thank you.
Twisted Tree Line delenda est. Except the opposite of that. I don't know how to say "must be returned" in Latin.
I don't know. I don't do Latin.
Moving on to what was meant to be a very quick Sunday, to the point where I spent the whole day out, got really, really tired, and was like, oh, it's okay. I only have to cast 4 quick games, and then finished at 1 a.m.
Yep.
Nice. SHG lost a game to DFM.
He sure did.
They sure did. Don't know why.
Truly, I don't know why.
Truly counter logic.
I mean, okay, like I can point to like why sort of like things that weren't great in that game that like led to these like losses in a sense. Like, I mean, so this was game 2 they lost, and like I'm very much aware that that like Marble was like unable to really play the game. Like he was just not able to get himself involved in team fights because his team would like go in ahead of him and he cannot catch up on Zaya. They just randomly tried to play through split push with Yorick instead of trying to team fight the Baron when they had a lead.
I mean, I feel like that game, I was watching that, and it just felt like they didn't have their Discord, like their TeamSpeak on.
Yeah, it truly was like no comms challenge. And then I can go into like builds which absolutely hampered them.
Yeah.
So like Marble, if he was involved in the team fights, was really the only one who could do damage to Skarner. Also, like DFM built their team really tanky. Like Rumble naturally builds a lot of health, Skarner is a lot of health. You have Emilio, and then Victor built like Roa, so like really tanky team, lots of health stacking. No Lord Dominic's regard because he wanted to go Mortal Reminder. This seems reasonably fair on the surface. You have Emilio, you want some anti-heal. The best person to apply anti-heal to in this team is Arya. So Arya should be building Oblivion Orb because he can get it down on everyone in a big AoE.
Yep.
This also frees up your Zaya to build the damage item. Also, 3 health stackers, no Leandres, just stacking magic pen. So why, Arya? What are you doing? This is just no. This was just a disaster of builds. Boris really came in big and said, "Hey DFM, have a freebie." and then then just absolutely no comms, and deciding to go and just sort of deciding we can't win anymore. We're going to try team fight. We're going to try split pushing, and split pushing doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Well, especially when they went for that backdoor. Like, they TP'd Arya in on Evie's split push, and it was like, they weren't even close. Like, it's not like, oh, they were 3 auto attacks on the Nexus away. Unlucky. Like, they didn't even destroy a Nexus tower. It was not even fucking close.
They didn't have a way for it. They didn't have, like... I mean, Yar can sort of push towers, but, like, there was already a defender there. You don't have, like... So that could clear the wave. It was Momo. It was Rumble. Rumble clears waves really easily if he wants to. And then you just have the 3 Fuxketeers up around the Baron just sort of going, well, we can't do shit. We can't dissuade the Baron, so they just lose the Baron and then lose the game from there. It's just disaster.
Yeah, it was complete disaster.
Gotta say, we're seeing a problem with SHA's coaching staff. When like they have a Taiwanese coach, they have Corgi.
Yes.
And he doesn't speak. He well, because probably fair enough. He doesn't speak Japanese. He doesn't speak the main language of the team.
Yeah, fair.
Particularly well. Who's their other guy? Like when we see Team Secret Wales, we see CL jumping in all the time.
Yeah.
He's the Vietnamese coach. He can talk to the players. Who's the coach for? Where's Maru? Where's Maru? I didn't see one word from Maru in that entire game. So, buddies, guys, fellas, what are you doing? Are you just like being like, it's fine, it's DFM? Like we've already lost the game to Team Secret Wales. We can't place first, so it doesn't matter. You can still get that second place bye. You don't want to match up against Team Secret Wales in the bracket, right?
Also, like, coming second is going to be really valuable. Because there's 2 slots to MSI, and it's the winner and highest champion points. If Team Secret Wales wins, like, your champion points really, really matter. Like, get it together.
I guess they're kind of buoyed by the fact that the only teams near them in champion points are Ground Zero and DCG, who are both shitting the bed this split.
Yes, but like, still, you're gonna get a lot of championship points if you don't come second, right?
You still want to come second, because we get like split points as well. Don't
it's like you get a lot of points if SHG somehow, I still don't think it's gonna happen, but like weren't in the finals, it does jeopardize their trip to MSI.
Yeah,
massively.
And you want to just get that opposite side of the bracket, so you sort of get that first round bye. You get to dodge Secret Wales until the upper bracket final. Just want to do that. Game score is what's going to decide your placement for playoffs, because there are just not
also
games.
Like, the other thing as well is like they are just not locked into second place. Like, as you're saying, they're not locked into second place. They're not locked into being the second best team, frankly, at this point. There are Garm and MBK like nibbling at their heels.
Yeah.
Speaking of nibbling at the top team's heels, our last series of last week.
Yes.
CFO looked kind of fucking good.
CFO? Yeah, what the hell? Like, can we just get game 1? Can we get game 1 CFO, like, all the time? Like, that'd make the league way more interesting. Absolutely wonderful play coming out of, like, Shadow and Doggo. Charlie absolutely slam dunking the draft there with that Trundle pick, which absolutely mold what Team Secret Wales was putting down. They had a team with 0 dashes. Like, I guess technically 1 on Zinzao, but he can only dash in, really. So yeah, the Trundle just got so much value alongside Cassiopeia, and then Doggo just remembered his the best ADC in the LCP. He remembered he can do that for that one game.
Yeah, Doggo played ridiculous. That Doggo, you can't let him play Ezreal. You got to ban that shit. He's real good at it.
Yeah. And then I don't know where Doggo went in game 2 because he didn't turn up to fights. He just was never in the right spot for like team fight. And the old Corki, you should be able to play a lot more aggressively because you have that safety of the Valkyrie. But they played with deeply uncertain uncertain fight lines in game 2, and that just meant that they fail and misallocation of resources before fights, like trying to jump a pick ahead of dragons, meant Team Secret Wales was able to just clean up objective control and let them run them over in team fights. And then game 3, Kino and Doggo just forgot how to play the game. Like they got absolutely mauled by Caitlyn Lux, and there was a little bit of heroics there from like Bia and Eddie playing that out well and repelling the attempt to come down from Pout on the Talia. But man, they just you're meant to lose lane, but you're not meant to lose lane like that. Like Caitlyn finished her quest in 10 minutes.
Yep,
which might
too
be
fast.
I don't know. I don't think that's been tracked particularly well, but like that's so quick. That meant you could just like move her straight to mid, and because like mid lane quest doesn't matter, you can delay that by rotating them around very happily. So you just moved him straight to mid, waited for Pun to finish his quest, and as soon as Pun's quest was finished, went straight up to top lane, mined some more tower plates, and CFO looked from that point just like lost. They looked completely out of it. So they have shown signs of brilliance, but against Team Secret Wales, they just sort of ran out of gas by game 3, and it just was sort of back to what we expect from CFO. Which then, if you compare them to like what they're doing in the EWC qualifiers, they're looking better there. They beat Ground Zero. They took a game off SHG. They took a game off of GAM last week, or the week before. So. No, not the week before. Yes, no. They took a game off someone. They took a game off I don't know. Don't talk it. Don't listen to me. CFO are looking better, is what I'm trying to say. They haven't actually played games yet. I'm getting confused with DCG.
They are looking better. CFO are on a massive upswing. I think going into playoffs, they actually are going to be a dark horse to make finals. Got to see if they can keep it up this week, but
I wouldn't put them that far ahead in terms of that. I think
dark horse.
They have a good chance of coming like. I think they can maybe reach up to like third.
We'll see.
I guess it depends on how brackets shake out, but like I think they could if they played MVK again. Possibly beat them this time around. Yeah. When did they play MVK?
Early, I think.
Yeah. Oh no, just 2 weeks ago. Oh my god, it's so annoying because we need more games.
We need more games.
Series a week. It is so frustrating.
It's awful.
It's so frustrating. Like, we played one, like, MVK played DCG. Like, in week 1, we have played 5 series total. It is absolutely abysmal when you compare to, like, the LCK and the LPL. It's just, they've played so many more games.
Yeah.
They've played so many more games. How on earth are like LCS and LCP meant to like actually compete if they're playing so much less?
Good fucking question. Like I hate the current schedule. It's like the worst possible schedule where it's single round robin, 16 playoffs. You only play 1 series a week. It's just rubbish.
Yeah.
You go international and then it's like, oh, we have to play like 2 games in 2 days. Like, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're
Like
just not
I
built for
feel,
that.
yeah, no, it's cooked. I mean, out with single round robin, I feel like you have to go 18 playoffs to just be like, yep, okay, that's it. The regular season is purely for seeding. Then we're going to a big old bracket. But even then,
I
they're
had
just
like
like
a visceral reaction to that. I fucking hate 18 playoffs.
I.
If I
I
had
mean, I
my
would have.
way, if I had my way, we'd do double round robin, no playoffs.
I mean,
Win the fucking
I would.
split.
I would have double round robin 4 teams.
That would be good.
But that's how I would actually have. But if you're doing single round robin, I think you just have to read that as purely seeding, then a big double elim bracket. And that's your actual like. That's the meat of your thing. You don't have 7 teams. You don't have 7 weeks of a single round robin. Like
Yeah.
the single round robin would be condensed into like 3-4 weeks, and
Yeah.
then you have a big actual meaty double elim bracket. That's, but oh man, I get it's rough. I get there's like financial considerations and all that crap, but like surely, surely we can manage a double round robin.
I just go back to 4 days. Go back to 4 days.
Would be lovely.
Like
4 days would be great.
that's what we had last split. Just go back to Thursday through Sunday.
Just go Saturday through Tuesday. That way you get the nice Monday Tuesday slot where there's no LPL, no LCK, and people are sitting there going, "I want to watch League of Legends." LCP.
Yeah, that would be a good decision.
It's just that's the way you do it.
That would be nice. That would be nice. But speaking of League of Legends to watch, we have another week this week. We got some big games. We got some great games.
We got some games.
Ground Zero versus CFO. I think CFO is going to split them open.
This is probably what decides CFO's fate.
Yeah.
If Ground Zero wins,
decides both their fate, really, right?
Yeah. But if CFO loses this one, because they've already lost to DCG, there's pretty much no way they can qualify based on head-to-heads.
Yeah.
Because they will have lost to both the direct competitors. Ground Zero still would have a chance if they upset DCG, I think, to scrape in. But yeah, as we've sort of led to, DCG is, well, rather Ground Zero is looking worse and worse, weaker and weaker as time goes on. So at this point coming into this, they should not be winning against these two teams. I think it'll be fairly close, but I think we're going to see much like what we saw in the EWC qualifier and just see a 2-1 for CFO.
Yep, fair enough. I actually go so far as to say it would be a 2-0. But we will find out. That's going to be an interesting one. Team Secret Wales versus MVK. I said that Team Secret Wales is going to end the split undefeated, but if they were going to lose a series, it would be this one.
This is the one they should most likely lose, yeah. However, I still think it's going to be a 2-0 for.
Yeah, it should be.
Because MVK have the hands to like match up to them individually, but I think that sort of cohesion, that sort of extra level of coaching and macro play is what Team Secret Wales have been able to keep ahead of the rest of the pack in the league with. Realistically, they're ahead of everyone else in the league in terms of macro, besides maybe the Hawks, and then they match up with the Hawks in terms of hands. So I think MVK are gonna probably. I think it's gonna be an interesting. It's gonna be a fun one to watch. I think it's gonna be a bit of a bloodbath back and forth, but I think it should be pretty handily Wales in the end.
Yeah, look, all analysis says that it should just be a Wales 2-0, but there is the certain Vietnamese factor.
Yeah. it can always be a little bit too Vietnamese out there.
Exactly. They could be speaking Vietnamese.
I can guarantee you there will be Vietnamese spoken on that day. And all days. There's a lot of Vietnamese people.
True. On the Sunday, DFM taking on DCG. DFM took a game off the Hawks. Maybe.
I don't know how. Well, I do know how, but I don't. I think DCG is going to be putting a lot more effort into making sure they beat DFM than the Hawks were because I think the Hawks were just kind of looking at this as sort of a week off, quote unquote, where you can just sort of be a little bit chill with it, try out a couple of things that you weren't played a little bit fast and loose. DCG, it is a tight race at the bottom, 1 and 4. If you lose to DFM, you are adding another person into that mix with one win.
Losing to DFM is a disaster.
Yeah. And it locks you out into the 5-loss bracket, and then one of CFO and GZ are gonna win. They're gonna win against each other, and they're gonna go up. So that's you really cannot afford to lose it. So I think DCG will have to give it their all against DFM in a way the Hawks did not.
Mm-hmm.
So 2-0 DCG. I think they're going to take this very seriously.
Yeah. Totally agree. Mm-hmm. Moving on to the last series of the week. SHG vs Garm. I think Garm can win this. I think they're favoured, but...
My answer changes on the mid lane.
Oh?
Who's playing? Because if it's RX...
see... I don't know. So I have no inside info. This is not a leak. I think it's Glory.
Okay.
Because he's been officially signed now. He was like kind of in he's signed, but we're still ticking the boxes last week. Yeah. He has now been signed. He is on the team.
So I think with Arison, it's 2-1 SHG. With Glory, I think actually with Glory, it's probably the safe answer is still 2-1 SHG, but for very different reasons.
Well, but like,
the games out very differently.
I mean, the thing is, it can be anything from like Glory could be a massive debuff. Like we don't know how in form he is. Yeah. There's just nothing to judge him on. They haven't played EWC yet. He's definitely playing an EWC. But they don't play until next week, is my understanding. So if he's playing this weekend in LCP, which is still not confirmed, he is definitely, as far as I'm aware, he is allowed to play.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they have to play him, obviously. They could just choose to play RS.
Yeah. There is also,
like, RS is playing well. Like,
yeah, you're absolutely right, because I can't not think of like Glory 2023.
Yeah, he hasn't played for 2 years. Like,
he hasn't played in 2 years. So like it's I think like so I do think I'm gonna probably just guess they're gonna keep playing RS for the rest of this split. Maybe Glory's ready by playoffs. I'm not sure, but it's been 1 week realistically. So I think keeping that synergy that with RS is probably still the way to go. So I guess I do lean towards that 2-1 for the Hawks, but if Gamp can keep up that sort of like hyper mobile mid jungle sort of pressure play, I think they probably can sneak the win. I do think it's a little harder to run that preferred style into Hawks specifically because Arya is really fucking good. But you never know. That's why I think if Glory did come in and Glory was like never missed a beat type,
they'd win.
Performance, I think it would be much more akin to a 2-1 for Garm, because I think Glory can absolutely stand up to and beat Arya. He's
So
done it before.
I'm literally posting the quote. Glory will shit on Arya. Mabinogi 2026.
I mean, you can if you just scribble that out and put a 2023 in there, that's probably something I did say. And was proven right.
And was correct, yeah. God, so many people back in the day used to shit on Glory's crap. Then he went international and he was fucking sick.
I was there from day one. I was there from day -1, baby. I watched that boy in fucking VCSB, and I was like, that's gonna be something. Then he came in on Percent, and Percent was shit.
Percent was dog
was
shit.
Not a very good team. But Glory was good.
Glory was good.
You know who Glory's. You want to know where the rest of that team is? Well, Drakthar's actually here, but the rest of them
nowhere.
Even Elio, who was for a while the last man standing, nowhere to be seen.
So I mean, look, I think, as I said, I think the safe assumption is 2-1 SHG. I think that is actually the safe predict. But Glory X Factor, if he comes in and they win, I'm casting the series. I might explode. They might have to cut the cameras. Like
the International Space Station is in jeopardy. Yeah. If Glory comes in and just hasn't missed a beat, I will be absolutely ecstatic. I will be busting out the Gam shirt all over it and repping that for the next week.
Yep.
until they inevitably do the most Gam thing possible and lose to CFO.
That would be the most Gam thing possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a fun week. It's gonna be a good one. I think a lot of like split narratives get locked in.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I think a lot of the split narratives we should finally start seeing where people are actually going to end up before the final week. I'll be casting both days, so make sure you're there. Should be pretty pog one. I think it's next week that it's me and Pike both days, because that's going to be a weird one. This week it'll be the normal lineup. Anyway, see you there. Any last words, Marby?
We're gonna see if we can get the redemption of Taiwan. We're gonna have to see if they can build themselves back up. That was a quote that Pike said last week, was something about like victory is like winning is the sustenance. There's been a famine in Taiwan right now, and I hope it ends soon, because I love the LMS regions. I love the former LMS, the LCP. They're very important to me.
All I'm saying is
I really want GPL2, aka LCP, to be competitive.
I'm just saying, look, do a little bit of wish casting with me just to finish out the episode, I should say. Do some wish casting with me. Glory comes back. He's prime 2023. So the best team in the league is Team Secret Wales. The second best team, it's GARM. The third best team, it's MVK. It's VCS supremacy. Just imagine for a second what a lovely world that could be. The top 3 teams could all be Vietnamese.
Look, I'm not.
Just how at peace would you be? How vindicated would VCS English be every time?
I would be slightly bothered on the grounds that I originally joined VCS English to talk about how good the LMS was and how they were going to dunk the VCS.
And how did that go? Honestly, for a few years went pretty well.
J-Team did take a game off the eventual world champions.
True.
And I gotta say though, I think if in that world we just have to accept Team Wales supremacy. Like, you have Team Secret Wales, obviously, but more isolated in, you have BA, On GAM, you have Artemis and Glory. And then all the way to MVK, you have the baby whales. You've got Haki, you've got Sulong. I think even Kratos was there for a bit.
He was there for a
nope,
bit.
never mind.
No, he was there for a bit.
Um,
Kratos is still there.
no, that was Team Secret.
Oh, right.
he was never on Wales. I'm getting confused. There've been a lot of names to go through, but point is, Team Wales. What a wonderful organization that has blessed the VCS.
And the Team Secret half as well. So I just want to like point out the owner of Team Secret, or the guy that was like in charge of the Vietnamese side of it, like just came and did an interview with VCS English once. Nice guy.
Yeah, no, I know that. I'm just, but there's no like Team Secret tendrils in the rest of the other teams.
Yeah. I get it.
Like the same way they're like, I guess you could say Taki in GAM and then Kratos in MVK, but really, it's not quite the same as Team Wales.
It's all one big pod. That's what I'm getting.
It's all one big pod, and it's this one.
That's right. It's a Pacific point of view, and we'll be back next week. Same time, same place, same league. Bye.